This is the Dubai viral chocolate. Now, God knows how we've got hold of this. By hook or by crook, we've managed to grab ourselves a bar. This sells out, Dan, in 10 seconds.
Excuse me?
This is elite. Wow, okay. It's quite big, it's quite thick. So it's been beat up in the bag a little bit, but hopefully it's gonna taste good.
Right, before I try this, can I just say that the price that businesses are selling Dubai chocolate for is absolutely crazy. I think this is originally like 22 or something stupid. I did get it for £13. £13 is still absolutely ridiculous.
What are Labubus? Why are they the most in-demand item in fashion right now? So all over the internet, celebrities and influencers have been flexing these little weird fluffy teddy bears.
I think I got all of them, I'll be real, innit?
Central C, Paris Hilton, Dua Lipa and even Rihanna have all been rocking them to the point where normal people like me and you are paying resale prices for them.
1 week ago, I had absolutely no idea what a Labubu was, but I had to make it my mission to find it. And of course, in Dubai, it's absolutely impossible to get your hands on one other than this fresh new box of 6 I just copped at Dubai Mall.
So I wanted to take a little break today from talking about World War III all the time to talking about peak NPC consumption. I'll explain that term in a sec, because I know NPC is used by conservatives more, but I want to talk about my own experience with influencer marketing, because we've reached a stage now, we're getting viral Dubai chocolate, but it's in the shape of a Labubu. And I want to talk about both of these things today. I want to talk about the spread of Labubus, these creepy little dolls, and the rise of viral Dubai chocolate. Now, some people call it Dubai chocolate. I like calling it viral Dubai chocolate because it sounds even more stupid, because it is stupid. And of course, we already had the Stanley Cup last year and just overconsumption in regards to that. But now, when you're seeing queues for Labubu dolls and queues for fucking chocolate bars that cost £15 each, you really have to ask yourselves, like, what stage of capitalism is this? But also, more importantly, what has happened to individuality and critical thinking? And I'll talk about just like what it's been like for me growing up in a different era to now. And I'm not denying that like viral marketing, as we understand it, has kind of existed for a long, long time in the age of consumerism, especially post-Cold War. And it is getting a bit worse because of globalization and social media. But we're just getting to the point now where people just don't think for themselves anymore. And I'm so grateful that I'm pretty much immune to influencer marketing. Not because I'm so smart, because of two things. Because I've always been a massive contrarian and I have OCD. So I really care about like my own kind of routine, schedule. And when I want to buy something, I kind of like feel like I have to justify it in my head as something important. And I like not buying pointless shit, and I like using my stuff for as long as possible, and I'm proud of that. It's a combination of contrarian, OCD, and being like an anti-capitalist. And I know I'm not alone in that, but it seems more and more the general masses are so susceptible to every single viral trend. And I think, like, I know it seems like an overreaction, but viral Dubai chocolate, it just makes me mad. Like, I'm just getting so angry at it. It's hilarious in its own way, but just like, why the fuck is this going viral? And it shows the kind of prestige we are now placing on Dubai in at least English society, that it can essentially like sell a chocolate bar on its own. So I want to talk about all of this today, but before we go any further, if you want to follow me on social media at the Kavernacle on Blue Sky and on Instagram, and also if you want to support my work, check out YouTube memberships and check me out on Patreon. I want to talk about my experience with influencer marketing before we get any further, because I obviously made that video about Stanley Cups and how it is just absurd to collect things based on a viral trend and have loads and loads of, you know, expensive cups for essentially no reason, right? And we spoke about all of that, but I want to talk about the differences between today and when I was younger, before the rise of social media. So there have always been like viral toys that everyone has got and became like the hot thing to get at Christmas, and your parents would buy it for you. So I'm not denying that hasn't always existed in the age of consumerism. And Tamagotchis, I guess, were big when I was maybe like 10 or 9 or 10 or something, and everyone just got them. But I could kind of see that as like this fun toy. Like the gimmick was kind of new. You had like this digital pet you had to look after, and there was kind of like a, you know, community aspect to it. I think they could even interact, like your Tamagotchis and other people's. So I can kind of understand that. People used to talk about Beanie Babies. I don't remember that as much from my own personal experience, but yeah, there've always been like viral things. And I guess the most popular thing for me growing up, like franchise-wise, was like stuff based on anime. So you had Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Beyblades. But even when I think about that, like I bought Beyblades because I liked the anime. But when I actually played with Beyblades, it was fun. Like, we didn't buy one Beyblade and that was it forever and we forgot about it in 2 months. I remember for years playing with Beyblades because they'd bring out different ones. You could, like, customize the Beyblade with different parts and everything, and then you could battle with your friends. So when you're, like, 8 years old, that's cool. And it didn't feel... And although it has, like, the gimmick to it, it is just, like, a spinning top. But it is just, like, something that's more organic, where it's, like, a cool anime first, and then you kind of buy into the franchise afterwards. And the same with Pokemon, right? Like, Pokemon was the first video game I remember playing, Pokemon Yellow. My brother got a Game Boy Color and Pokemon Yellow for Christmas. And we loved the anime, so then we bought the cards as well. And it was kind of like the whole thing together made kind of more sense. Like, it was this very, very, like, overwhelming franchise that people did just get into because it was popular. I'm not denying that. But you could kind of understand why they did. Like, I don't care about Pokemon anymore. I don't collect anything Pokemon related. I like the video games, but that's about it, right? But I understand even today, like my age, and you're collecting Pokemon stuff, because I know it's still really popular, especially the cards. You obviously still have that kind of attachment to it. And it is like a fun world with fun lore, and you can explore that universe through different angles, I guess. So I kind of like, I could understand that. And I obviously wouldn't call that like viral marketing, but it felt like similar in that it would overwhelm like your community, that everyone would just buy this stuff. And I say trends because we all started with Pokemon, but when Yu-Gi-Oh became big, we all moved on to Yu-Gi-Oh. When Beyblade became big, we all moved on to Beyblade. So that's kind of like I'm talking about. There were like phases of this consumption when I was a kid, right? But then when I look at things like viral Dubai chocolate and Labubus, where people don't really have much of a connection, especially in terms of the dolls, to like that world or universe, I just question why they even want it at all, and it's because of influencer marketing. Now, I said NPC consumerism before, so for those of you who don't know, and most of you will, an NPC means a non-playable character, and that can pretty much mean any character you see in video games, but I guess the best example is like a random pedestrian on GTA going about its daily business, or even in something more complex where they have daily routines like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, where they actually have actual lives, but they're obviously on complete autopilot, they have no thoughts of themselves, and they're programmed to do these things, right? So when we call people NPCs in terms of consumption, it's like their brain doesn't have any critical thinking skills in regards to their consumption, so they just buy whatever they're told or whatever they're kind of programmed to buy, in this case, influenced to buy. And I felt like an NPC in this regard because we went up London, me and my friend, one time, and they wanted to buy these strawberries in Borough Market. Now, the only reason they knew about these strawberries is because they were going viral on social media, like Instagram Reels and TikTok, and they're like dipped in chocolate. That's all fine. It's not fine that they cost £8.50 a cup, but we went there and we're in like this massive line. This is something I would never do myself. Like, I would never do this. I would never be influenced to buy something like this, even if I absolutely love strawberries. So I felt such like shame being in this line in the first place, and like looking around knowing we're all in this line buying this very simple thing for an extortionate price because social media has told us to do it. And we've literally been influenced, because who the fuck in their right mind would pay £8.50 for a little thing of strawberries? No one would. You have to be actually programmed and brainwashed into doing that. So I've said to my friend recently that you are an NPC consumer, but just looking around in that queue, I'm just like, why the fuck are we even doing this? There's been a couple other examples of me experiencing that, but I'm immune to influencer marketing. I'm such a contrarian. When people message me literally asking to advertise a product on my YouTube channel, my immediate response is fuck you. because I hate being told what to do. That's like my OCD in my brain. So if I'm refusing like over £1,000 to do an advert just because of shit like that, obviously someone telling me to buy strawberries for £8.50 isn't going to work. Even if every single fucking person on earth is messaging me to do this, it's not going to work. So I can't really relate to actually suffering from influencer marketing. Like I have a strong personality. I know what I like. If anyone will tell you if they've ever recommended me a movie or music or anything, it's not going to be a high chance I'm going to take your opinion seriously, sadly. So I'm sure there are people like me out there watching this video right now, but I know obviously the masses aren't like that. The masses will consume if they're told to, and that's because of a whole host of different reasons. I'm sure people have made good videos about the psychology of mass consumption, but it's pretty clear that in Western society, we are both not taught to think for ourselves and to overthink our purchases, because if we did, we'd probably be pretty horrified and we'd have to examine like the dynamics of global capitalism a bit more. But also, we in a neoliberal society also value personal consumption as a status symbol. So buying into these trends and having lots of these things, so having lots of Labubu dolls that are very expensive and having the best ones, or having the ability to buy loads of viral Dubai chocolate, it's also a status symbol to a lot of people. And you have to remember that you're watching this video probably as some sort of leftist anti-capitalist. Most people aren't like us. And most people are completely brainwashed by neoliberalism. So they don't even question this. Like, they don't question, why the fuck am I buying viral Dubai chocolate and Labubus? They do it because their favorite TikToker does it. It's just the general trend of so many people not thinking for themselves and getting all their opinions and values from streamers and YouTubers. And it just so happens it now influences like mass consumption and the market itself. So with all of that out of the way, we've established like the theoretical context. Let's talk about these things. So let's start with Labubus, because I have less of a problem with these. I have more of a problem with viral Dubai chocolate. I'm going to keep saying the viral part. So basically, Labubus are these dolls. Let me just give you the context quick before we look at some TikToks. So this reporting on GQ. Labubu dolls are some of the most coveted, hyped up collectibles of recent memory, flooding the feeds on Instagram and TikTok over the past few months. These grimacing keyring dolls have been around since 2015 when Hong Kong artist Ka-Sing Lung introduced the Monsters series, a cast of creepy creatures that first popped up in his picture books. Fast forward to 2019 and Lung picked up with Chinese toy giant Pop Mart to bring Labubu to life as an actual physical vinyl figure. Though they'd already earned a cult following among niche toy collectors and streetwear fans all over Asia, their popularity boomed in mid-2024 when Blackpink's Lisa was spotted with one on IG. In an earnings call, Pop Mart reported that its net income jumped 188%, with sales more than doubling compared to last year. Labubu dolls also blew up on the resale sites like StockX. They went from fewer than 100 sales in all of 2023 to 1,000 sales daily in 2025. Some people were paying 4 figures just to get one. Others were getting them inked. A few ne'er-do-wells even resort to stealing them. One major reason behind the rise of Labubu dolls is the growing popularity of dudes' designer bags. According to data from market research firm Circana, interest in men's handbags has been increasing by 7% year on year. And while many of these bags can feel quite serious, Labubus offer a fun way to inject some personality into the mix. So someone who started collecting them before they went crazy viral, John J. Lee, UX designer and fashion content creator. I started collecting early last year before the craze took off. I had already a solid bag collection, so when the bag charm trend started rising, Labubu instantly caught my eye. They felt like a perfect mix of quirky and stylish, something unique that sparks conversation. I love the contrast of their playful, mischievous energy against the clean lines of luxury bags. Part of the appeal also lies in the element of surprise. Labubu dolls are sold in blind boxes, meaning you don't know which character you will get.
I really want soy milk. That is the one that I am... Oh, he's cute. Oh.
So like I was saying, you had like Beanie Babies, I guess you had like Funko Pops, having like these viral toys. I don't think is inherently problematic. We're going to look at how crazy it's getting though. But I do just think it's people just unquestioningly consuming these things because, like it was saying, it's like a K-pop singer who originally makes it go like viral. But then you see loads of celebrities now having them on their bags. And then you just see loads and loads of influencers on places like TikTok pick up on this branding. And then suddenly everyone wants one. And the person said before they started collecting them before it went really viral. And again, it's something I have no problem with inherently. Like, I'm not someone who's going to scold you for collecting things that you don't need or whatever. I am an anti-capitalist. I am anti-consumer capitalism. In the grand scheme of things, people collecting little dolls, I don't really give a shit. So the one thing I have a collection of, not really a proper collection, but because I went to Asia for like 7 months, I saw like lucky cats everywhere, like in people's cabs. I saw them in shops, in like these little shrines where they put like Coca-Colas and Buddhas and stuff. And I just like them. Like, I see them in Cyberpunk all the time. They're like in every building. So when I got home, I just said, like, I want to make a little shrine behind myself, which turned into this. Like, you have the chocolate oranges, the 100k plaque. And I have about like 6 or 7 of these. And I just like them. And I would happily buy a few more. They're like £6 to £8. When I go to Chinatown, I check some of the shops and see if they're there. Like, I haven't bought loads. This is like a 2 years worth of collecting them. But if I see one in a shop and it looks kind of cool, then maybe I'll buy it, right? So I understand inherently people collect things because they like them. My thing happens to be lucky cats, influenced by things I like Cyberpunk 2077, where they're literally fucking like everywhere, and my own experience in Asia, where I just like them. I like when they do a little wave. I like when I get them all doing it at the same time when the sunlight hits them because they're like solar powered. So yeah, there's nothing to me inherently wrong with collecting anything. You can collect video games, football shirts, all that stuff. I really don't have any problem with that. And a lot of these content creators who cover overconsumption, I think they completely misplace their anger. They often scold people for actually collecting things. I do think there's a bit of a line. Collecting Stanley Cups, I think stupid, because it is just something that serves a purpose, like my water bottle. If I just start buying loads of water bottles, it's kind of dumb, right? But little cute dolls, like plushies, all that shit, I understand. You could say on the surface there is no difference, but I think there is a bit of a difference. But that's not the problem, and not what I have the problem with. It's everyone fucking buying them because they're influenced to. So you see this on TikTok, and this is my main thing, right? Watch these videos and look at how many fucking queues of people there are waiting for Labubu dolls. So when I say NPC or like a consumer zombie, that's what I mean. Like, sure, buy a Labubu, buy one, collect them. I don't give a shit. When you're queuing up during your time off in the hopes of getting one, is there nothing in your brain that goes like, what am I doing in this queue? Like, seriously, like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I'm just buying a stuffed toy and I don't know which one I'm going to get. So it's not even like, here is the rare version, we only have 100, come get them. It's literally like, I don't know what fucking one I'm going to get, but I'm still going to queue for like how long? Like hours to get this thing? And why? It's like me when I was in the strawberry queue and I wasn't even buying anything. I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing? And I'm just like looking around, I'm like, why is anyone doing this? And how many people in that queue do you think are the real ones who are collecting Labubus since they first became a thing, like the guy in the article? Or how many people in that zombie line have just been told on TikTok to go buy them? And also, how many people in 3 months won't give a shit about them? I'd guess that 99% of people in that queue will not give a shit about Labubus in a couple months. And that's what I mean. It's just mindless consumerism. And why I have a problem with it is, yeah, we can talk about problems with buying shit you don't need and having like loads of waste because you're going to throw these out or whatever, right? That's all fine and good when it comes to certain things. But for this, it's just like your mind. Just think for yourself. Buy one and stop, and then see how you feel about it in a couple months. And if you still really want them, there's probably going to be loads being resold because no one fucking wants them anymore, right? Obviously, you know, we have Labubu Dubai chocolate, and I've saved my anger for the Dubai chocolate because I truly think this is the most cursed, like, mass consumption trend lately. I actually understand Labubu more than the others. I understand Labubu more than Stanley Cups. I understand it more than viral Dubai chocolate, but I just fucking hate this so much. So there's a bit of a meme in the UK that it's something that Dino's like. So it's very hard to explain to someone who's not from the UK what a Dino is. So basically, people say it's classist. I don't think it's classist because a lot of Dinos actually have pretty good economic standing. It's like very English people who might be from Essex who resemble something, I guess for you Americans, like from Jersey Shore or even Geordie Shore. I guess they could be Dinos as well. But for me, it's people from like Only Way is Essex. The fake teeth they've got done in Turkey, certain haircuts, wearing very, very tight clothing, loads of tattoo sleeves, and really dark fake tan. And they often drive Audi R8s. They might work for like their dad up London in finance or some shit like that. And it's just these people who are just like very, very narcissistic. And obviously going along with that, they love to go on holiday in Dubai, like the most like culturally soulless place there is. A monarchy that just created this city that seems to be just designed for Western consumption and Western tourism, and also built on the backs of slave labor from workers from like Nepal and stuff who were treated absolutely terribly. So when you have a meme like this, you have like these new build houses. That's what it basically is saying. You have other ones like this, just been offered a Dubai chocolate. Like that's what a Dino kind of looks like. And that's why everyone says they love Dubai chocolate, because they're both from Dubai and they're actual NPCs in that they just go along with this certain lifestyle without ever questioning it. And I guess there is a beauty in that because they seem to be doing economically okay for themselves. Now let's get into Dubai viral chocolate. And one thing I've realised, these bars are so fucking massive. I really hate watching people eat them because they're literally having to really open their mouths to get it round this chocolate bar. Basically, this random influencer posted a video of her eating this chocolate last year, which spawned it to go viral. And it was basically just promoting a chocolate place in the UAE. And yeah, it basically just completely took off from there. And if you go on social media, you'll see loads of people buying their own Dubai chocolate, but taste testing it, talking about how great it is. Honestly, there's nothing more cringe than watching like a 35-year-old white English man jump on some like influencer trend. And like, can I just say something that might be controversial? If you are over 25 and you're on TikTok, you just got to reevaluate your life. Like, that app is for children and it's absolute brain-rotting muck. Like, seriously, if you are in your 40s and you're on TikTok, like, come on, seriously. You need to get a hobby. You need to do something with your life. You need to start reading books. What the fuck are you doing on TikTok? I know that's probably going to get me loads of hate in the comments, but I do not understand people who use TikTok. Like, seriously, it's the most mind-numbing, brain-rotting app. And the world, not just America, would be a better place if we all just banned it. And that has nothing to do with the Chinese element, because I couldn't give a shit about that. It's just to do with what it does to Western brains. And if this was a project by the Chinese government to make us all fucking stupid, then it has been very successful. When I click on a lot of these videos, it gives me like a viral flash sale, where apparently this viral Dubai chocolate is on sale. So it was £22. £22 for this size of chocolate bar, and now it's only £13. And this is actually like a knockoff of like the original one. So people are now all buying chocolate bars that cost between £13 and £20. So it wasn't bad enough. We were all lining up for strawberries that cost $8.50, because I guess strawberries are at least like kind of healthy for you, and you might do it as a one-off. People are now buying these chocolate bars. And again, the whole branding, Dubai. What does that mean to fucking Western NPCs? Oh, Dubai's nice for holidays. Dubai's nice where all the rich people live to avoid paying tax. So if you're buying something from Dubai, it's guaranteed quality. And although it's not a project by the UAE government to influence people, I do think it has been a good thing for them generally, because again, it's putting Dubai in the spotlight in like a more positive way. And we've seen that with like the UAE, Qatar, Saudi Arabia. what they're doing these days is because obviously they know the oil isn't going to last forever. They're going to have to diversify. So they're all designing their economies around different things. For the Saudis, it's just like taking over the entire world, but a big one for them is football. Same in Qatar. And Dubai, I guess, is now doing viral chocolate. So just an article about where this even came from Condé Nast Traveller by Connor Sturgis. I like his description of it, but again, it makes me cringe thinking about this. It's Friday the 24th of April. In my local Marks and Spencer's, I find myself in a standoff of sorts, gazing upon the retailer's indulgent confectionery selection. A fellow shopper clutches her basket full of essentials before me, and we share a quick, I know why we're here smile before we continue scanning the shelves. The dusted truffles, boozy prolines, and leftover Easter eggs look delightful, but they're not the reason for our trip to this aisle. We've bitten the viral bait and clever marketing, using our lunch breaks to hunt for the Big Daddy Pistachio, M&S's long-awaited take on Dubai chocolate. It isn't new, but it's a rather tasty trend enjoying success, driven by virality. The story starts in Dubai in 2021, when, inspired by her pregnancy cravings, British-Egyptian entrepreneur Sarah Hamouda founded Fix Dessert Chocolatier. Initially a side hustle, word soon spread of the chocolate bars, priced around £14, and their videogenic potential. But what is Dubai chocolate? It's hard to claim the bars have anything to do with the UAE, other than the location. The originals were a creamy combination of pistachio and shredded pastry encased in thick chocolate. High-end versions, such as those handmade by Fix, feature splatters of edible paint on top. As I pass through Dubai airport duty-free on a work trip, Dubai chocolate dupes sit where the outsized Toblerone once would. It's official. Consumerism has caught on, and it's no surprise considering the original's popularity. Sophie Prideaux, Condé Nast Traveller's Middle East digital editor, said, I wanted to order it for my partner's birthday, and it took me 5 days of trying to get it. It's made fresh, and it's released on Deliveroo twice a day at 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. And even after setting reminder alarms, it was still sold out everywhere before I check out. Please get your partner something better than viral Dubai chocolate. In Dubai, it's everywhere, she continues. Every mini-mart has the famous Dubai chocolate on the counter, and every dessert shop has a version of the chocolate and pistachio filling. None are as good as the original, though. I've tried a few. My colleagues even recently found an ice cream shop in Greece and found Dubai listed as a flavour. It really is everywhere. So you can just see these bars are absolutely everywhere on TikTok. I think it was like 400,000 posts about viral Dubai chocolate. And there's also queues for it. You're queuing for fucking chocolate. And why do you want this specific flavour? Why do you want this specific flavour of pistachio? Is it just that good? I'm sure it is nice. Not that I'm ever going to try it. Is it nice enough to wait in line to pay £14 for one bar? Nothing. Nothing is that good. Nothing is that good unless you're an NPC consumer who can't think for yourself and think about why the fuck you're doing something. And I swear, like, this is just getting so bad because it's like viral Dubai chocolate. You hear those words and you think of a certain thing, but it doesn't really mean anything. And if someone told you about it, yeah, mate, there's this really nice chocolate going around with pistachios in it. It's £14 though. Most people, if they just heard you say that, I'd be like, oh, £14. I wouldn't buy that for myself, even to try it, because it's a bit expensive, but it does sound nice. But when you're indoctrinated on TikTok with every single video telling you it's the best fucking thing ever, and you need to get in on this trend, you're feeling FOMO. So you don't want to miss out. You don't want to be someone left out of this trend. So you got to go out and buy the £14 to buy chocolate. And if it is, you know, you're seeing it ever on social media, if you just see it in the Marks and Spencer's or Sainsbury's sitting there, you might think, why the fuck not? And again, you might say, well, it's harmless. It's harmless because you're buying a chocolate bar, you might spend £14 for it, and then you'll never eat it again. So what's the harm done? You eat chocolate all the time. Like, you eat other chocolate bars, and if you're going to talk about the exploitative labour in the chocolate industry, well, you not eating the Dubai chocolate but eating other chocolate bars is going to cause the same effect. And I totally understand that argument, because this video isn't about like Temu or Amazon. It's not about like all the problems with the supply chain and how the workers are screwed, especially Temu, which is really dystopian. It's not about that. It's about thinking for yourself. Thinking for yourself. Like, I do hate the Dubai chocolate because of just like what we make Dubai out to be in the UK. Like, not this place that is just completely artificial and based on slave labour. I actually watched a video recently of a guy who came back from living there for like 2 years, and I didn't know this. You know, it's one of the most polluted cities in the entire world. I didn't know that. And I've lived in really polluted cities, like some of the most polluted cities. I've lived in Hanoi for 2 months and I'm actually going to do it again. So I know how that feels. No one ever talks about that in regards to Dubai. Like, it has this great image and reputation in the UK, and that's why it sells chocolate bars, and that's why everyone fucking thinks it is like fancy. Or you should pay this like extortionate price. And all I would say to people is, with collecting things and dolls and trends like that, if you really want it, buy one. With the Labubus, buy one and see how you feel about it. Like, wait until the hype dies down and buy one. You don't have to go out and do these things. And also, can I say to people as well, you're like, you have to enter the mindset of do what you like and don't give a fuck what other people think. And I know that is really hard when you're in like certain groups, certain families, certain social media bubbles. I know it's hard to say, like, I am not going to do this because everyone else is doing it. But trust me, as a lifelong contrarian, your life will be better. You'll save money, you won't buy shit you don't need, and you'll just have a better mindset to your own consumption. And you'll realize that waiting is not the end of the world. Like, you can wait. You can wait 3 months. You can wait 6 months to watch the thing, to buy the thing, to do the thing. You can. And it won't be any worse because you waited. And also, you might not end up doing it because you waited and you realize, oh wait, I didn't actually want to do that. It was just the hype that made me do it. It was just the social media influencing that made me do it. So this is the way you can become immune to influencer marketing as well. Just think of yourself as me in the strawberry line. And then think about that whenever one of these things takes off. Think about that when something like the Stanley Cup comes around again, or something like Labubu or viral Dubai chocolate. Think about me in that moment, because that's how you should feel. That's how you should feel about all of this. Like, sure, I'm not saying all of these products have no value. A Stanley Cup is a cup you can use. Labubu, you know, a doll you can collect or whatever, and a chocolate bar is still a chocolate bar. But if you were honest with yourself, would you spend £14 on one chocolate bar if an influencer didn't tell you it was the best thing ever? Unless you're some sort of pistachio fanatic, I really doubt it. So I would just say, in terms of consumption, it's good to be a contrarian. It's good to think for yourself. It's good to have critical thinking skills and ask yourselves, why do I want this? Like, why do I really want this? And realize you probably don't want it because you want it. And that's how you can wake up from being like an NPC zombie consumer. Think about it for yourself. It can be really hard, but I think it's an important step for a lot of people in rejecting consumer capitalism, is thinking about your purchases, thinking about where they come from, thinking about the background behind them, maybe the labor exploitation, maybe the environmental waste, and think about how you're being manipulated by algorithms to buy certain things. And reject that and be your own person. And do things and buy things that make you happy and that you want. And if that maybe sometimes mirrors with a viral trend, then so be it. But if you're someone watching this right now who has tried viral Dubai chocolate, has a Stanley Cup, has a Labubu, and it was only after they became popular, maybe start asking yourself some questions. But that is it for the video. Let me know what you guys think, and if you made it this far, thank you for watching.